Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the lunar eclipse. It is on September 7. It's at 15 degrees of Pisces, and this, along with the solar eclipse that's on September 21, this is a pair of pretty intense eclipses. So we're going to concentrate in this video on the lunar eclipse and what it may mean for you. This video is a little bit different than my usual videos. There's no tutorial in this video at the end because I wanted to really focus on the eclipses and give you more information. And so those tutorials will be coming back after we finish eclipse season. Okay, Cancer. Lunar eclipses are difficult times, but at least this one is in a harmonious sign with yours because it's in Pisces. Now, it does show that it could disrupt some energy around your education, a legal matter, or your beliefs. And the beliefs could be that you get a new piece of information that just changes everything and has to reorder a lot of things that you're thinking about. But that can be quite a breakthrough, so you may find that that is really useful. When it comes to your education, it may be that you're deciding to go back to school or that you're in school and you're thinking maybe it's time to take a break. So something like an eclipse can close a door and offer some new opportunities or a new direction to go. So it's important to look at that from that pure change standpoint and try not to factor in quite yet all of the things about how much time or energy you've already spent on something. Because once you have discovered that there is a better way to go or a different way that you want to go, then all of the rest of the sunk costs that you have in that was part of the education to get you to this place. And so think of these as, it's okay if you want to make a big change in this area. Now, this is also in your area of legal matters, so it may be that you're not doing education and you're doing legal matters. Maybe you're not doing either of those, and this is more about the beliefs. But if this is about a legal matter, then with an eclipse, there could be new information coming into the case, or that somebody wants to leave the case where it wants to be closed down. And so from that standpoint, that could bring some sort of settlement. But it also may be that you are in this and you need to be very engaged in it, very aware, so that you're not just leaving it to the attorneys or to the process itself, but making sure that you open all your mail and read through all of the different correspondence that is about this. So with eclipses, because the energy is so intense, you may feel some sort of desire to bring legal action towards someone, but recognize that because of this intense energy, it could pull you in, and so you want to make sure that this is the direction you want to go before you serve somebody with papers. So if you were given the chance to completely change one part of your life, what would it be? Take a moment and think about this, because oftentimes that answer will tell you where the eclipse is falling in your chart. And so when we have an eclipse, especially an eclipse that affects the sun in the chart, what gets affected is how you describe yourself and to others. Then, just less than a month later, Venus opposes the eclipse degree, and that happens on October 1st. And that's going to be some sort of maybe announcement about commerce, about prices, about goods, because Venus rules the Taurus energy, which is the stuff that we want to have. Now, probably the 410 hit is considered one of the most stressful because it is about home and career. And of course, you can mitigate a lot of this energy by leaning in and making as many changes as you can in those areas. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, the moon's making a semi-square with Pluto. That's a rather intense aspect, and so that can mean that you are meeting someone under intense circumstances, such as, you need someone to help you with construction or car repairs, or something where there's already some tension going on, and then you meet someone and you connect. This can also mean that there is something difficult about connecting, that they live very far or your schedules don't line up. And this could also be that you're dealing with maybe some reticence about getting out there. In this world where we have to be so careful, it can mean that you want to go into a place where you already know some of the people, such as like a hiking group or an investment group, or where you are in circumstances where you can feel safe and still meet face to face. So in general, you're not going to get these very difficult aspects, but this time you are. And so because of that, and meeting someone on an eclipse is already kind of difficult because it brings a lot of drama to the relationship. So you may just want to take a break and wait on this until October. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, the moon's not making an aspect with Saturn, but Saturn has retreated back into Pisces, and the moon is in Pisces. So they're out of orb, but they're in the same sign, which means that there's quite a bit of harmony that can happen between the two of you. It's not like, though, that you're coming together to work something out or to do something as a team. This is more that they're doing what they do normally and you doing what you do normally, and there's harmony. Now, when it comes to your money, you pull money from the sun, which is making a semi-sextile to Venus and a nice sextile to Jupiter. So the opportunities here to make more money are there. It is about looking at some of the things, like the little things that maybe are still undone. That would be that semi-sextile to Venus. So maybe there's still some tweaks that need to happen in the website. Maybe the order flow is not quite correct. Or if it's investments, maybe you do still have some investments that you have to allocate. So the sextile to Jupiter says that you could take the lead on this, help your team move forward on things, but also guide your broker or anybody who's advising you to say, this is exactly what I want, how do I do it? But I want to make a note that the sun is also, of course, very close to the south node, which often occurs, always occurs, when we have a lunar eclipse. And that is to look at what you're nervous about, what's the fear around success or making money or asking for the sale, and try to release that either through visualization, affirmations, journaling, or using some sort of modality such as tapping or EMDR. Something like that can, once you've released it, just open up new possibilities for you. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, the sun's not making an aspect with Uranus, nor is it making an aspect with Saturn. So that generally means you're making about the same as usual, with the one caveat that Venus is going through a money house, and that might mean that you need to do some spending for the business or for investments. And by investments, that would be the fees that they're charging you. So there may be some outgo, more than usual, not a huge amount, but just enough to make it feel like more money's going out than coming in. And then when it comes to money derived from career, so that would be a paycheck, the sun's making a semi-sextile to Venus, which is an aspect, and that's what you need to get more money in your job, but it's not a very strong aspect. And so this would be more that you get a perk, or you get a little gift card, or you get recognition in the company meeting. But if you're trying to go for the big money, then that's more difficult. Now, if you're in the process of looking for a new job, it may be that you're coming in about at what you were making before, and with the promise that you're going to make more in the future. So some negotiation can happen, but again, this isn't the strongest of aspects, and so you may want to wait until this energy lines up better in the future. Now, I have pre-recorded a class on these two eclipses, and this class covers what houses the eclipse is going to fall in your chart and the planets that could be affected. If you want to know more about this class and get access, there is a link in the description. Or consider having a reading, and that link is also in the description.